Doubts kill more dreams than failure ever will. So do not doubt yourself. Today, while I take this opportunity to ask you to join me and say it with me. I am a winner. Say it.
I am a winner.
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 And I choose to fail. Say it. Say it.
And I choose to fail.
Because failure inspires a winner. Say it. Failure inspires a winner.
Failure inspires a winner.
And failure defeats the loser.
And failure defeats the loser.
So I learn from my failures.
So I learn from my failures.
Please write your notes and your comments and pass it into the middle. But that was a very interesting perspective I've never thought about. My mom's Chinese from Singapore and my dad is from here, so I've never had to think about that. It's kind of interesting. Our next speaker hasn't been here too long, but I think that he's all right. His project is going to be the icebreaker. Okay. And it's titled Why I'm Here. I'm very interested to see why you're here. Please welcome Grant Couper.
All right, that's tough to follow that up, but thank you for having me. My name is Grant Couper. This is my first Toastmaster speech, so I'm going to be giving the icebreaker, so my speech is going to be a lot about me. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about where I'm from, significant events in my life, what motivates me, and why I'm here. So I was born in Birmingham, Alabama. Lived there for 8 years. My dad eventually got transferred to Atlanta, where I've been for the rest of my life. I really enjoy Birmingham and Atlanta. They both have a lot of differences and similarities, but one thing that remained consistent for me was I love playing sports. And mainly I played baseball, but I like playing basketball too. But as you can probably tell, I didn't grow into the prototypical athlete, so I had to give up on those dreams pretty quickly. So that brings me to one of my passions and hobbies that I like to do, which is give back to the community through coaching youth sports programs. So every spring, me and my roommate coach a basketball team, usually 6 and 7-year-olds. So if you're a basketball fan, I would not recommend going and watching because it's not very good basketball. But that's one of my passions that I have throughout my life. So what drives me is, so growing up, sad to say, but Georgia Tech was my dream school. I really wanted to go. My entire family has been there. Literally all 4 of my grandparents, both parents, and my brother. And I knew what my brother did to get into Georgia Tech. I knew what grades he did. I knew what extracurriculars he had. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do exactly that. I'm not going to do any better, any worse. I'm going to get that, and I'm going to get in. And as y'all probably figured out, got the letter, didn't get in. And so 2 takeaways that I had from that was never cap yourself. Don't put a limit on what you can do. Always strive and work as hard as you can in whatever you do. Whatever you get after that is what you earn, but always strive and work as hard as you can. And the second takeaway I had was I'm going to use this as motivation for me for the rest of my life. Or for a few years. I've gotten over it by now. But so I knew I wanted to do something business oriented, and this motivation and this ambition led me to study accounting, and so I knew that it was a rigorous program. I knew that it had a lot of benefits to a lot of job options, a lot of options getting out of school, as well as in the future beyond that. So that's what really motivated me for a long time. So so that's, again, so why I'm here is, I graduated in 4 years, but I don't know if a lot of y'all know this, but accounting majors have to stay for usually 4.5 to 5 years, because to sit for the CPA exam, you have to have 150 credit hours to be able to sit for that. So I didn't have 150 hours in 4 years, so I had to stay for a whole another year. So I'm getting my master's in accounting while also taking the CPA exam, which takes up a lot of my time these days. So, but I actually just got my first test back and I passed it, so that was good. So on my way to doing that. So, and then why I'm here in this room specifically is I realized last semester that I hate public speaking. I remember my professor being like, all right guys, y'all are gonna have a 30-minute presentation. We're gonna have 8 slides, 3 bullet points per slide. And I was thinking like, okay, like all my presentations before, I'd done PowerPoint, I'd read it, 1 or 2 comments that I'd memorized or something, and that was it. And I'm obviously stepping back from that. No one needs someone to go up and read a PowerPoint to them. That's not expressing your ideas as clearly as you can, and that doesn't really inspire anybody. So I remember weeks leading up to the presentation, I hadn't slept for like 3 days. I was like freaking out. I was reading how to cope with anxiety for public speaking. So I came across Toastmasters, of course, and called Alex, and that's when I started to get involved with this. So anyways, I've really enjoyed being involved in this club. It's really pushed me and challenged me as a person, and I've enjoyed watching everybody else give speeches, and it's very inspiring to see people my age and younger being able to speak publicly, as well as all of y'all can. So looking forward to giving more speeches, and thank you very much for having me.
Don't you guys feel like you've known him your whole life now? I mean, besides that tech comment, everything is good. Well, write down your things and put it in the middle so we can pass it over to Grant. Our next speaker, I've seen her speak a few times and she blows me away every time. So, working on speech number 2, organize your speech. We've got Iqra, titled Drink Me, which is suggested.
No. Okay. When you see drink me, what comes to mind?
Milk.
Water.
There we go! She's smart, all of you.
Oh.
Got milk. I mean, got milk.
Let's stay. Okay. Drink Me. Alice in Wonderland was this trippy story we all saw in our childhood. A little blue-eyed blonde girl who somehow fell down a rabbit hole that was inexplicably large enough for her to fall down through. Hit her head, I know she hit her head, hard enough. She was tripping harder than somebody on acid. And she was seeing stuff and rolling end over end, falling through. There's like pianos and you've seen the movie. And she lands smack in a room. A little smaller than this one, but a room. You get the idea. And in the room, there's a talking doorknob and a table and a bottle that says, "Drink me." Okay, pause in the story. Many people handle their emotions in different ways. A lot of us, we don't stick to one extreme, but the 2 extremes are bottling up your emotions or letting them out, being blunt, talking about how you feel. I'm pissed at you. Okay, you really offended me yesterday. I'm just kidding, you're a wrestler, you probably killed me. But people, we all fall somewhere on this spectrum. Some of us may bottle up our emotions more, some of us may be more expressive. We may be more willing to be blunt and talk about it and be upfront. Coming after you, Zach. Kidding, I'm just picking on you. But did you know that bottling up your emotions for too long can be so unhealthy that it can have a physical effect on your body? Like say, take anger for example. If you're angry for a long time and you keep that in your system and you're so mad at your sister teacher for taking your cute poncho hoodie and not giving, I love this hoodie, not giving it back. And you keep, I mean, it could be more extreme, obviously, and you keep that inside of you, you can damage your immune system. You can make yourself more susceptible to picking up a cold, getting sick, which puts you in a situation where you could be more susceptible to being anxious. We all have our problems with anxiety. Anybody here need more anxiety? Okay, good, then don't keep your anger inside, because that will up your anxiety. And you won't be able to handle normal situations, like coming up and talking or saying hi to someone. Don't let that have that negative impact on your health, your own health. You're doing that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. There's a right way and a wrong way to use your emotions, and there's a right way and a wrong way to not use your emotions. We can all think of, other emotions that are so fun. Stress. Who here knows what stress feels like? Everybody's hands, oh, okay, all right. We have a pro in this corner. Stress. I don't know if all of you do, but I break out when I'm stressed for too long. Like, it's visible and it's not pretty. So you can see it right now, it's like terrible. But when I'm stressed, I break out. Like, my brother, he was so nauseous, he threw up. Like, it happens to people. Everybody, it comes out weird, it comes out different. Some people break out, some people get acne, some people get sick. You're doing it to yourself because you're not coping. You're not letting your emotions out. You're not drinking from the bottle. You're not letting it go. Worry as well. Worry can do the same things. It can cause an effect on your own system, negative impact on your own health system that you're causing to yourself, which is silly. Don't do that. The point is to exercise control on your emotions. Know when to express it and know when to hold it back, where to fall on that spectrum. For example, if you have a close friend, like your best friend, I had a best friend from like when I was 8 years old, and we had a huge falling out in high school. It was so bad. And this girl would not talk to me about it. She wouldn't say anything. I would go to her house and I would talk to her and be like, hey, we're having this problem. Tyler, we're having this problem, okay? And I'm really offended, and I'm so hurt, and I just want to understand where you're coming from. And she just stayed quiet. She just looked at the ground. Our relationship has been permanently fractured because of that, because we couldn't bridge that misunderstanding. We couldn't get across to each other. She couldn't tell me. I had to hear about it through another friend. That's damaging. And I've lost a really close friend because of that, and told her too many deep secrets about myself, so I hope she doesn't hate me. But also, along with that, significant others, marriages. What's the #1 reason that marriage counselors will say that marriages fall apart? Miscommunication. Miscommunication. Can you believe that? A married couple, the most intimate relationship, you're in the same bed, you're in the same house, your kids are both, they're a product of you both. And, don't laugh, miscommunication can break that intimate, close bond just by not expressing or over-expressing. You have to know where to fall on that spectrum. It's so important. And we really play it down. People are like, you don't need to like express that, it's professional. It's better to just keep a calm, let it be underneath, just don't let it ripple, don't let people see through, don't let people read you. No. All of you are human beings with a beautiful range of expressions and emotions that you should take full advantage of. Don't let that just sit inside of you, because it does things to you. It's not meant to sit inside. You need to know when to step back. Maybe take a breath. Maybe if you're angry and you're just boiling over and you want to yell at someone, take a breath. Count to 10. Step back. Change your position. Apparently that helps. Think about it. These are all situations where you can use control of your expressions and emotions. Don't be a doormat. Nobody here likes to be called a doormat, right? Have you ever been called that? Everybody here, I know all of you have been called a doormat at once. Okay, except Fahim. Okay, got more pros in the room. All right. I see how it is. But understand that when you need to express, you need to get it out there. And it's not a bad thing. People need to know where you stand. When you're angry at a professor for not respecting whatever, you need to be like, hey, that was really disrespectful and I'm personally offended. We need to talk about this. Know when to talk to a close friend. Know when to talk about it. If you already have this skill, then good for you. And if you don't, I hope you have the courage to stop, take a minute, and drink from the bottle. Thank you.
session for 5 minutes, so if you guys want to stretch your legs or go use the little boy's room, you can go and do that, no problem.
Man's room.
5 minutes, guys, 5 minutes.
Oh, it's yours. And I was like, damn, it's slide.
The boys are all gone.
And what?
She's already
I talked to her so many times. I had to find out from the other friend what was going on. And she told me she just chickened out in front of me, and I was like, okay. So. I'm gonna read these outside the room so I don't glare at anybody. It's like,
I didn't know you had this time.
give me your number, I'll just
Oh, everyone's
I
gonna
can't log into my phone.
It's all good.
My computer saved it, so
Wait, how did you say the time, like frame of the break?
5 minutes.
Okay.
Because Fahim needs to walk slowly, apparently, but he's not even walking.
I'm helping myself out in the process over here.
if I leave the tape off, you know how many books I got for therapy, and it's like, that's the nesting something. Just, you know. I would literally like break my wrist. Like I'm 5'2", and I have trouble like opening heavy doors, but I say 5 feet more than I should. So yeah. 'Cause
I feel like saying it just decreases that height. Now I feel taller.
Hey, I may be 5'2", but my attitude is 6'4". Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
Okay.
Just step down there. It'll feel more.
I think I just stood back up there.
It'll be more.
The clock is ticking.
We got like, no.
Alright, y'all, peace out. I have so much work to do.
Alright, peace.
Bye.
And
3 minutes 45 seconds.
I didn't get the
yeah, that can be the clock right now.
Zack is the clock.
I'm ready to use this in my presentation. Get a Zoom up there somewhere, try to get this started for the 3 minutes, skip my bathroom break.
Yeah, okay.
Did you wrestle throughout high school?
Nah. You heard my,
It says the keyboard must be
were
open.
you there when I wrote my bio speech with like the B-I-O?
Oh, here we go.
Alright, that was my
Just
talk
open the door, maybe start work.
where I gave my history.
Oh, you just closed
I
it.
had a career-ending injury
How to close?
Really?
that
Oh.
it was a traumatic brain injury. Basically, they took a piece of my skull and put it in my